Cars are learning to drive themselves. A tiny robot can order our groceries by voice command. With all of that, it's easy to forget how revolutionary television was, bringing news, entertainment, and storytelling right into our homes. With binge watch culture, we've come a long way from variety shows and black and white sitcoms. As the stories and tech have evolved, so has the acting. Let's take a moment to appreciate some masters of the small screen who captured our attention with more than one iconic role. Bryan Cranston's role as Walter White in Breaking Bad is so iconic it's easy to forget that he didn't start on prestige television, but instead was a comedic star. Cranston was Hal, the father on the 2000s show Malcolm in the Middle, a passionate roller skater, sometimes speedwalker, and perhaps the antithesis to the role that won him the Emmy.
Listen, what do I always say?
The Nards are fair game.
The Nards are fair game.
If you're considering watching the classics like Seinfeld or The X-Files, yeah, you can have range. He does have itty-bitty guest starring roles you might be looking for. Mila Kunis famously got her start on That 70s Show by lying about her age. She was only 14 years old when she took on the role of Jackie Burkhart.
Did you tell them that?
Her self-first demeanor and ditzy yet sharp one-liners age like a fine wine, and Jackie remains in the cultural consciousness today. She got a rest from 70s fashion wardrobe, and any wardrobe, in an equally iconic role. Kunis is the voice actor behind Meg Griffin from Family Guy. She took over the role from Mean Girls star Lacey Chabert after an overhaul of the character in the second season. Ever heard the phrase jumping the shark? Fan of the cool ladies man trope or percussive maintenance? We owe it all to Henry Winkler.
I don't go hey, I go hey.
Winkler played Fonzie on Happy Days, and the Fonz is still at least vaguely recognizable here in the 2020s. He's a lovable side character, father to Jean-Ralphio and Mona Lisa on Parks and Rec, but Winkler has won late in life acclaim for playing a drama instructor and surrogate father, Gene Cousineau, on Barry, alongside fellow SNL alum Bill Hader. That season finale, oof. Well, if you know, you know. And I think we'll be seeing Gene plenty more. Christopher Meloni is known to most as Elliot Stabler, longtime co-protagonist of Law & Order SVU, now with his own spin-off Law & Order Organized Crime. But he got his first widely praised role on Oz as openly bisexual inmate Chris Keller. He was star and executive producer for Sci-Fi's Happy and returned to HBO, his Oz home, for a while as vampire Roman on True Blood.
You will fall in line.
To many, Seinfeld is the absolute pinnacle of observational comedy, but one of its best characters, and perhaps the more profound thing about it, wasn't originally part of the show, which is absolutely shocking. That character is, of course, Elaine, portrayed by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who went on to appear in all but 2 episodes after NBC asked Jerry Seinfeld to add a woman to the show, presumably because they wanted to prove that women can also be the absolute worst people in existence.
You stole my Jesus fish, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
She experienced some success with shows like Watching Ellie and The New Adventures of Old Christine, which had a 5-season run. But it was Veep, airing originally in 2011, that proved that there was no Seinfeld curse holding her back. Portraying Vice President Selena Meyer, Julia Louis-Dreyfus went on to win a record-breaking 6 consecutive Primetime Emmy Awards. Oh, and now she's branching really nicely between TV and big screen entertainment as Contessa Valentina Allegra de la Fontaine in the MCU, having appeared on Falcon and the Winter Soldier and, spoilers, you haven't watched it yet, I guess, also appearing very briefly in Black Widow. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention, if you go all the way back to the very beginning of her career, she was also on SNL from 1982 to 1985, and she was the youngest female cast member of all time at the time. Truly, she can do no wrong. Unlike Michael Richards, am I right? Heyo! I'm talking about the Michael Richards show, not anything, not the really bad stuff. Do y'all remember Michael Richards' follow-up to Seinfeld, the Michael Richards show? It didn't go very well. Friends gave plenty of sitcom lovers and 20-somethings a high they'll chase in media forever. With the Scream franchise, Courtney Cox transitioned to the big screen before Friends was at its peak and will appear as Gale Weathers again next year. But she remains a tiny screen queen for her time on Cougar Town, a cult classic that both critics and fans were sad to see go, co-starring Busy Phillips, who gets to be a bonus entry here. Don't tell anyone. But yes, that Busy Phillips from Freaks and Geeks, where Courtney and Busy go, cult classic status follows. Cheers launched a multitude of incredible careers, but it's Ted Danson who made the deftest turn in TV roles, going from retired Red Sox pitcher Sam Malone to Michael in The Good Place. In the interim, he tried his hand at television dramas and starred in his own successful sitcom, Becker, but it's The Good Place that has garnered him a new generation of devoted fans, as well as many award nominations. And sure, Michael is a 6,000-foot-tall fire squid with tentacles and teeth everywhere, but does he not deserve love and adoring fandom? Mindy Kaling is one of the award-winning writers for The Office, a show that broke room in the mainstream for quirky character-based humor that led to many more beloved workplace comedies. She's brilliant on the show too, as chatty gossip and would-be romantic Kelly Kapoor for all 9 seasons. When The Office ended, Kaling starred in The Mindy Project, a still fan-beloved single-camera comedy, and comedy legends from The Office and elsewhere made plenty of guest appearances. John Lithgow had successes in film, on Broadway, and even with radio dramas before he made his television debut and actually turned down the role of Frasier Crane. He's most known for his starring role in Third Rock from the Sun, for which he won 3 Emmys in its 6 seasons. Now, his turn as Arthur Miller, the Trinity Killer in Season 4 of Dexter, that one garnered him more awards and praise as one of the greatest TV villains of all time. The episode Hello Dexter Morgan, named for Lithgow's terrifying line in the script, is ranked in the top 5 episodes of the show over on IMDb. Of course, if you've seen that season of Dexter, you don't need the Internet Movie Database telling you what for. You know that John Lithgow can literally just do no wrong. I mean, heck, have you guys seen Harry and the Hendersons? That is masterpiece filmmaking. Oh, and he was in De Palma's Blowout, and then he was also in De Palma's Raising Cain. He's had a varied career, but the point is, I love John Lithgow so much. Watching this man die is truly millennial culture. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was actively portraying man-pain patriarch John Winchester on Supernatural and cardiac-challenged heartthrob Denny Duquette on Grey's Anatomy at the exact same time. In 2006, his characters on both Grey's Anatomy and Supernatural died. Spoilers, I guess. Then in 2007, he reprised his role of Johnny and Denny respectively as ghosts. He has reached a whole new status of TV star with Negan on The Walking Dead and is rumored to be the star of a spin-off centering on the survivor, antagonist, and would-be anti-hero. Presumably that means he'll stay alive a little while longer, but it might be nice to return to his roots and give him the whole cry and die. Is it just me, or has life gotten a lot tougher since Happy Days went off the air? I mean, largely because I didn't exist yet, but let's not split hairs. Perhaps those days really were happy. Henry Winkler, save us. If you can.
I had a really interesting date last night. A woman who actually works 2 jobs.